I'm giving a huge shout out to DNA Guns for letting me put ravioli in their PKM and providing a great venue to record most of this footage with the best weather possible.
Alright y'all, welcome back to Combat Arms channel. Alright, so today we're going to be checking out something out of Russia. So we haven't checked out something from Russia in a while. I think the last thing was like their FSB Alpha group, like those insane SF guys. But this is going to be the Ratnik infantry loadout, which I guess is like a program to modernize their like infantry gear. Now this is kind of interesting because I like seeing how certain militaries focus on like their infantrymen, because in some militaries the infantrymen will get stuff a little bit later because obviously they're going to be dishing out money for better fighter planes or different ships or what have you, and then sometimes the infantrymen's kind of like on the back burner. But in some countries like Australia, the infantrymen seems like they get some pretty solid equipment like right when they can do it, so it should be cool. Again, I am a little bit sick, so my voice is going to sound a little bit like nasally, I guess. But yeah, it should be cool to check out. It's about 7 minutes long, so yeah, let's see how they're modernizing their infantrymen.
The Ratnik or Warrior program was an effort spanning through the mid-2010s by Russia to modernize several aspects of their army. This video will focus in depth on the aspects of Ratnik pertaining to the Russian infantrymen. It will
This is a
go
cool
in depth
video.
about the new gear and will not hold back on its weaknesses and strengths.
Alright. I love the aesthetics too, just like the snowy environment. Okay. Seems interesting so far. Now I will say, hopefully they give some sort of context as to what they had before this, because I don't know right now what Russia is really equipped as far as like their general infantrymen. So I mean, it's gonna be cool to sort of get some appreciation for what they're moving to, but I'm not sure what they're really moving from.
Some detail about Ratnik, even though it's been around for a bit, because there are not too many good videos of this stuff in English. This channel has already tested and featured in detail a number of Ratnik program items, including the so-called granite ceramic body armor, airman helmets, and new tank crewman gear. Also, if you'd like to familiarize yourself with the Russian paratroopers' new 6P70 AK-12 rifle, you can find a link to that video in the aforementioned Ratnik
AK-12 is hot.
in the description. I will at least give short summaries of the stuff I've already covered in this video. Keep in mind, even though it's been more than half a decade since this gear was introduced, the average Russian soldier can be found wearing all sorts of different stuff depending on his unit.
Okay,
with previous generation gear still commonly
use
issued
already.
in 2021. If this video does well, I might go into more detail about that older equipment.
Okay,
and I will definitely be going into detail about the older generation of armor, the 6B23. This video is sponsored by grayshop.ru. Among countless other items, Grayshop sells a lot of genuine and commercial Ratnik gear. Any Ratnik items that they're unable to acquire have been recreated by Grayshop as fairly decent.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
If you'd like to buy your own Ratnik loadout, I'd say that Grayshop is a pretty decent place to start.
There you go,
Plus, all of the
airsofters
Ratnik
or
stuff is on sale
milsim.
right now. Let's start with the camouflage patterns.
Alright, let's do it.
Much like the US Marine Corps, Russia has adopted separate digital patterns for woodland, desert, and snowy environments. Digital Fora, or EMR, predates the Ratnik program and serves as Russia's woodland pattern. Unfortunately, during the first production run of Ratnik gear and uniforms, infrared remission was completely neglected.
Oh my
leading to a lot of gear
gosh,
that showed up.
holy cow. Holy cow. Wow, that is some of the worst. Oh my, there's no way. Bro, it's like you need to purposely try and make it that IR reflective, because look at that, it's literally glowing.
Completely neglected, leading to a lot of gear that showed up extremely bright when observed with night vision devices. While this issue has been fixed in new production, a lot of the early issued gear items are still around in the army.
That's insane.
Leading to the odd soldier that glows in the dark. The 6SH122 masking suit, that is basically comfortable combat pajamas, does have IR emission. It can be worn over just about everything and has loops for foliage. The suit is reversible to a more autumn-looking pattern and comes in a desert variant.
That's kind of cool.
During Russia's early forays into Syria, the desert digital camouflage was not finalized, and a simple solid pinkish color was used on gear and uniforms.
Whoa, what the heck? It looks like a freaking, yeah, it's like salmon. I mean, I'm colorblind, so I'm not going to be able to be the best reference for this, but yeah, it's like salmon colored almost. That is bizarre. It looks like, I don't even know, it looks like, again, it's like they're trying hard to make these really odd looking pieces of gear. That's an interesting color. I'm not sure what they used for reference for that specific color. It's like they went into, it's like what a hotel wall looks like.
on gear and uniforms called pig. Enthusiasts also like to call it fleshoflage. This desert camo was mostly replaced and made rare by the later Desert Digital.
Okay.
There are also White Snow 119 oversuits with covers for the winter gloves, a cover for the rucksack, and a winter helmet cover for the 6B47 helmet. That helmet, the 6B47, is a rather weak NIJ 2A rated airmid helmet. It has a basic rope liner inside as well as a night vision mount and a side rail for a helmet light that appears to be a copy of the Streamlight Sidewinder. This
yeah, whoa. They're actually... Yeah, okay, I thought it was actually the Streamlight, but it's not. That's kind of funny. Okay, I gotta say, we get issued this, and I don't use it at all. Having a flashlight on my helmet never seems like something I want, so I always just end up having a weapon-mounted light. But, okay, let's check out this helmet again. Is this what they're currently using? Like, I'm not trying to talk smack about the gear, but, like, for me, I've seen a lot of, like, cheap ballistic helmets, like, I don't know, $300 ballistic helmets. And of course, they might not work maybe as well, but I think they're at least like a level 3, so they should work pretty well. But they definitely look more comfortable than this. It looks like somebody just like made their own ballistic helmet and found a mount, or like, I don't know, like CNC'd a mount and then put it on, and then also just drilled some rails on. It doesn't look very comfortable, especially the harness that I saw.
For a helmet light that appears to be a copy of the Streamlight Sidewinder. This Russian light does not have the IR LED of the Streamlight, and although some Russian units are given binoculars, Russians still typically favor weapon-mounted night vision or thermal sights issued to higher-ranking NCOs or officers within any given platoon. The Russian army still hasn't received an aiming laser for their grunts, and still needs to rely on passive aiming either through their new holographic sight or through one of the weapon-mounted night vision sights.
Oh, no kidding. That's kind of interesting. Oh, that sucks. Now having a laser is like extremely nice, especially when you're talking about like CQB or close quarter stuff. But honestly, you can be really, really effective with the laser. I mean, I was hitting human-sized targets up to like 600, 700 meters not very easily, but pretty successfully with a laser. Anything 500 and in is pretty easy if you have like a good, shooting platform and whatnot. But now, of course, they have a lot of optics that have that night vision setting, like the EOTech and the Vortex UH1, to where you set it to night vision mode, so obviously there's not as much of a visible lights, overflow. And then you can actually use that with your, actual night vision system, which kind of works really well. And again, you don't have to use a laser, you don't have to use an IR flashlight or anything. So it makes it a little bit easier for you to maintain your low IR signature.
The 6B45 body armor, on the other hand, is much more improved from previous Russian body armor generations.
Whoa.
It has internal sewn-in airmid layers and has much better ceramic plates that are just shy of an NIJ4 rating.
Okay.
I did an extremely in-depth evaluation on this armor, so if you'd like to know more about it, check out the link in the description.
I definitely do.
The 6SH117 load-bearing vest that lays over the armor is kind of like a more robust version of the US Army's Flick, but with buckles instead of a zipper.
Bro, I hate the LBV. So we had an LBV, a load-bearing vest, in the Marine Corps. In the Army, it's a Flick fighter load carrier or some nonsense. I hate using them. They're so annoying, dude. Like, you have your body armor. The body armor itself usually has MOLLE. Originally, they brought in the LBV and the Flick because the original, like, Interceptor, like, body armor vest didn't have that much MOLLE, so you were able to add a little bit more if you had that load-bearing vest on top of it. But this thing just sucks. Like, once you put that over your body armor, it really feels like you're wearing a bunch of different layers. If you have to take it off quickly, good luck with that. That's definitely not going to happen. And even still, it's just like, to get it adjusted correctly is a pain in the butt. It's got all these annoying straps that are just like, it's impossible to manage all that stuff. And then even still, once you put stuff on it, you can see here, it's still like sagging a little bit. It doesn't like really retain its shape very well. It's super annoying. So this, just compared to wearing like a gun belt and just like a normal plate carrier, I would never choose this option.
It usually comes with a few different variations with different MOLLE pouches depending on the weapon issued to the soldier. We've got a PKM, so we have a machine gunner's version here, for example.
Oh my god.
Several PKM pouches.
The huge pouches.
The vest also has hidden pockets.
Yeah, okay.
The program also came with a
90% of the time, you're going to forget those pockets are there. Because, like, nobody wants to, like, lift up their LBV and put all this stuff in. Especially if it's not flat, it's going to just be more bulging out, especially if you have a pouch right over that. So you're going to forget it's there. You're probably not going to use it that much unless you have like a map and you're just trying to find a place to shove it real quick.
Standardized watch, this neat pocket knife, decent knee and elbow pads in abundance, and boots.
Elbow pads are
I can
useless.
confirm that the boots are very comfortable and compared to a lot
Changed
of
my
other
mind.
types, with desert ones being especially so. GSSH active.
Okay, so this knife looks kind of cool. It's like a multi-tool, kind of like a Gerber. Looks kind of interesting. Those gloves look like an absolute nightmare. What is it? It's like bunching in. It looks like super cold, especially for that sort of environment. I mean, leather is nice, but with all these like random weird pads, it's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel very hard to get like good manipulations with your weapon with gloves like that. It gets kind of hard. Elbow pads, yeah, total waste of time. Don't even bother. And yeah, good boots is very important. These look okay, but they don't look too comfortable. I mean, they definitely look like they're gonna hold up, but they probably are gonna wreck your feet a little bit.
GSSH active hearing protection is another modernization.
That's a
Early
cool
headsets, however, were very low quality and were prone to breaking. Although they've been replaced by the so-called 6M2s, they don't seem to be used very often unless the soldier in question needs to be on the radio. I see Slavic
Why is
guys
that?
using earbuds, if anything at all.
Okay.
As a whole,
The point of electronic, I'm sorry I'm pausing it so much, but the point of electronic hearing protection is so you can still communicate without actually going completely deaf. Because you hear, like, a lot of people who go into combat, a lot of times, if they don't have the electronic hearing protection, they're just shouting at each other because they can't hear anything at that point. So it's nice to have that so you can communicate a lot better. But I understand it is military, kind of like lowest bidder kind of thing. It's probably going to be broken pretty quick, which sucks. And again, with those helmets, it doesn't look like it's too comfortable to wear those underneath it.
this loadout is much more comfortable, easier to use, and considerably more durable than previous generations of Russian gear. Please let me know if you have any specific questions about this loadout.
Those knee
I
pads
know
look like a
this video
nightmare
is a little
too.
bit short, and that's because a lot of the finer details can be found in the other videos I've released.
Okay.
I will answer as many of the questions in the comments as I can. But before I do, I'm giving a huge shout out to Dean
Okay, hold on. What was that? Is that an axe? Why does it look like that?
in the comments as I can. But before I do, I'm giving a
Or
huge
actually, it
shout
might
out
be
to
an
DNA
e-tool.
Guns for letting me put ravioli in their PKM and providing a great venue to record most of this footage with the best weather possible.
Interesting.
Please check out DNA Guns of West Virginia if you need to rent any machine guns for your projects. I'd also like to thank Commando Store for helping with the AK-12 footage, as well as the body armor footage, and I'd like to thank the enthusiasts involved in this project who went
Nice.
above and beyond.
cool.
Specifically, the Rushing Russians group of Soldati chapter, Bean Dazan, and Ivan Savin on Instagram for their tremendous input and support. As with the Zaslan video, my partners at Grey Dynamics have again written a very good generalist article
That's
on the
pretty
Ratnik
cool.
program that is much less esoteric than this video, so consider checking that out.
Okay, yeah, I definitely want to check out more stuff from this dude, but what is this? This looks cursed. Okay. Okay, so pretty interesting. Again, so they had like these shots at the end. Yeah, again, it looks again, all the straps and stuff just bring out the NCO in me. I'm getting like annoyed. Whenever I see straps, I feel like they need to be like taped up and whatnot. But yeah, that's the thing with these, like to get them even remotely tight. Look at these 3 straps here, 3 more. You got 2 more at the top. It's just a nightmare. You don't want to have all this loose stuff. You want to have all these like massive pouches that aren't really like designed for anything. These are all just like I mean, the magazine pouches, yeah, but like a lot of these are just like multi-utility pouches. So you'll just end up throwing stuff in there. It'll end up jiggling around or what. That's a weird word. It's going to end up moving around and whatnot. But yeah, you want to have a lot of streamlined stuff. And it seems like it might be kind of hard to do it with this gear. Oh my God, elbow pads, man. I hate elbow pads, straight up. Okay, but again, it is cool to see how certain countries are focusing on their infantrymen. Again, when you have a country that has a lot more infantrymen than other countries, it's going to be harder to get all the equipment standardized. So you will have a mixed match whenever you start implementing stuff. And then there's going to be some units that just don't get anything because they're like an afterthought, or they just, yeah, it's just the way it works, I guess, with the military. But yeah, it kind of sucks. I know the struggle of having crappy gear. But yeah, those knee pads, they're going to end up sliding down to their shins right away. It's nice to have actual like combat pants. Again, I'm not sure if this is a standard. It seems like this might be a little bit of like the older equipment. I think he was saying it's been in use for a few years already, but yeah, getting like actual combat pants with the built-in knee pads helps a lot, because you know it's going to be there whenever you take a knee, as opposed to knee pads like that are almost always going to go down to your shins after like running 50 meters or what have you. So yeah, as a prior infantryman, I definitely understand the struggle of having crappy gear. It's just really annoying. It's like working against you when you're trying to like focus on doing the mission, or focus on, you know, manipulating your weapon system and what have you. When you have gear that doesn't really work for you, it can be a huge pain in the butt. But if you guys have had some experience with this gear or very similar gear, or if you've went through like a modernization, or if you went through like a modernization with your gear and you got a cool upgrade, let me know how it was to actually get all that new equipment. Because again, I've been through a few stages of gear. I started off with the interceptor vest, and then I got different plate carriers, and of course now I have my own personal stuff that worked pretty well. So there's a lot of different stuff out there, and some militaries are going to be slower than others to upgrade certain things, especially for certain units, or at least all the units. So I can definitely understand the struggle. But if you guys got an update or an upgrade at some point, let me know how it was, because it's always nice to get some nice stuff, some stuff that really works for you. But yeah, cool video. Let me know what you guys think. Really cool recommendation. I definitely want to check out this channel a little bit more, because this was some pretty high quality stuff, and it seems like he got a lot of people to help him out with it, so that's pretty cool as well. But yeah, very cool. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. That's it for this video. I will see you all in the next one. Yo, but for real, why does it look like this? They couldn't find like a different color or like material to make this handle out of? Weird.